Good afternoon, rock stars. Welcome to our live Q&A call. Hello, Jenny and Caitlin and Adina. How are you girls? What are you guys celebrating?
Hello,
What's
hello.
awesome and yummy and juicy for you? It's so good to see all of your smiling faces today.
Whew. It's been a wild week.
Has it not been an energetic cacofuckle?
Yes.
Yeah. Did Michelle tell you what happened to my credit card?
I heard this last week that your card got stolen.
I had $3,000 left sitting on it to pay off, and somebody got a hold of the number and managed to keep charging it on things that seem normal for me all the way up to $18,000. So she went to try and push through my auto renewal, and she sends me this message going, your card didn't process. And I'm like, WTF? So I call them and they're like, yeah, it's kind of frozen and under investigation.
So let me tell you something. When I made the decision to really up-level my life and my business,
yeah,
my credit card was frauded 3 times.
Wow.
Yes, I'm winning. I'm up-leveling.
Okay.
Okay, we'll take
Same credit card.
Yeah.
I was so angry because I had to redo everything in that credit card billings. They were attached to these programs. And when I heard that come in, I was like, oh, Caitlin's upgrading. She's getting some backlash now. So this might be a great topic for us to chime in on, okay? Because this happens.
Yeah, I'm feeling like quitting today.
You're feeling also like, holy smokes, eh?
No, really, like, pull the plug. I don't want to do this anymore.
Right? So a lot of emotion there. So this is a really timely conversation. I'm happy we get to open it up and just be real here about what it is, because there seems to be a lot of emotion, a lot of cacofuckle or whatever it is going on.
Cacofuckle, yeah.
Good thing, man.
Did you say cacofuckle or cacofuckle?
Cacofuckle, whatever it is. Let's call it a cacofuckle, to jump right into the emotion of it.
How is Adina like the only person that still looks gorgeous when she's bawling?
Oh,
yeah.
like Caitlin.
Right? Right?
Oh, thank you guys.
Jellies.
It's been intense. This week has been intense.
It's just been an intense week for you. What about you, Jenny? Are you still alive over there? What's going on?
I'm trying to make dinner too. It's like 5 o'clock. Oh shit! I gotta make dinner. Yeah, I just had a breakthrough today in terms of feeling. So I put out the, hey, who wants a clarity session, or who wants a? I got extra time and I got 3 more people. So now I suddenly have six this week instead of 2 or 3, and maybe another one. So then it's like, okay, the momentum, because I felt like it was kind of.
And then you got an idea, you put an offer out there, and you got so let's do this. In the middle of the cacofuckery, let's find a little piece of thing that we can be grateful for. All right.
Yeah.
So, and Jenny kicks us off with, hey, you were feeling kind of a bit of momentum. You put an offer out there, and you had 3 more people sign up, or 4 more people sign up for calls. That's awesome.
Yeah. So then there's that feeling. Okay. Yeah. There's possibility, and now I have to talk myself up, because I notice the part of me that still goes, I already got 4 people signed up. How do I do it again?
Right.
Will I be able to do it again? So I'm like, yes, I can do this.
Yes. So now there's some awareness of, right, you're building the belief. I did this before, I can do it again.
Great. But initially the part that goes, can I do this again? Like,
so I'm celebrating that you were able to look at that and not let that take you out, but be like, hey, we're making a decision around it. So
yeah.
Very good.
And then surrendering it. So like saying, okay, God, angels, whatever, whoever's meant to work with me, like kind of like, damn it. Okay, I'm open. We're going to get it going this week, instead of me blocking it. So asking, I guess, for help, that the ones that are meant to sign up, because I imagine not all of them are. I can get a sense for that, but it's like, okay, the ones that are, I'm gonna get out of my own way and
surrender.
Yeah,
I love that. Yeah, that comes from a place of not needing this, but certainty.
Yeah.
And that's required, certainty and confidence, and your trust in your higher power. It's beautiful.
I can jump in.
what little celebration can you pull out of even currently exactly where you're at?
Well,
I'll share personally. If I'm going to jump onto a whole nother level and I have emotion coming up in me, that to me lets me know that, wow, look at this. This wants to come up now. Wow, thank God this is coming up now. Thank you. That I get to release this. This is a really good thing. I get to instead of fight against it, I get to just have it out. That means the more of that I let go, the more I can expand and the more my energy can take onto something bigger. That's my celebration. As I'm feeling, emotional, or as I'm, processing things, because what I know about emotions is it's like a Kleenex box, right? You got one emotion, you pull one out, there's another one right there behind it. Pull another one out, just like this. But sometimes when the door gets open, and it's always a good thing.
To me, it's that proverbial thing, like regardless, Adina, even though you might not think of yourself this way, you are a healer, in your own right. And it's that whole message of healer, heal thyself. And so that I relate to you, Vanessa, because every time this stuff comes up, I'm like, yes, another layer of this onion that I'm working through, another piece of the puzzle as to where these blocks are and how I can move through and how I can keep going forward. And what's really cool is that every time I go through that process and do it, I have another client follow shortly behind who's going through something very similar, if not almost identical to what I just walked through.
Yeah.
And, in the light of this last week, a lot of the clients that I've had come in are walking through financial crisis that they went through. And I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah, I just went through foreclosure. I can empathize with that. Or they're walking through having to let go of so many relationships in their life or whatever it is. So it was interesting because in the discomfort this week, and I think why I maybe got that block there, was that I had actually found somebody local to me to bring on board to kind of be a local advertising type manager person. She is incredibly talented with SEO and creating pixels on websites and stuff. So that's where, when you drop on the website and then it follows you onto advertising everywhere.
Yep.
She does that sort of thing. She's amazing with getting all the funnels set up and the lead magnets. And I had said to you, I don't desire to do that. I don't have time for that now. I just had another 3 women sign up today. 2 of them
That's
I didn't
awesome.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Caitlin. You deserve it, honey.
Thank you. 2 of them I didn't even have to talk to on the phone. They were like, I don't care how much it is. I want in now. And I was like, okay, give me your credit card number. Sure. I'm not going to talk you out of this on the phone. Fuck that.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting. So in that regard, the motion hasn't slowed. It was more limiting me in, actually being able to create the changes and pay the people I wanted to pay to go to the next level, which is kind of fascinating.
Well, I think that's an amazing win. I think it's an amazing win that, you're still prospering, right? These women are still coming on board. It hasn't really slowed anything down.
No, not at all.
I think what slows people down is, how you can make a decision or how you can make it mean something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To watch how you make, what you make it mean. Things typically in my realm, anytime I've let somebody go on my team and I've kind of hemmed and hawed and wanted to give them so many opportunities, as soon as I let them go, wow, did I ever feel better? And whoosh, a whole amazing new person showed up.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I go through emotions, I try and think, okay, something really awesome is happening. I want to take that, frame. We're talking about our week. What are you celebrating? What's going awesome and juicy for you? And also, what's being real for you? What's being true for you this week?
Well, I'll share because this was from our call this morning, so it forced me to write down my accomplishments last week.
Yeah.
So I'm really proud of myself. hate being the crybaby on the call every single time.
Well, we don't think of you. I don't think of you as a crybaby. I think of you as somebody incredibly, brave and strong, able to just show up and and just have emotion. So there's emotion there. What do you make it mean? A huge part of, leading this women's empowerment movement of being an inspirational leader, a huge part of this is your ability to process and run those emotions. Really?
And I've never learned how to do that. I wasn't allowed to cry. I had to stuff it all. It was shut up, don't cry, and I don't know how or what to do. And if I do something wrong, I know my instant thought is, I'm never going to do that again. I'm never going to let that person hurt me again, or I failed. So I'm not going to let that happen again. I just shut myself off. Yeah. But I don't want to go there right now. I want to just go with my accomplishments. Yeah. I just want to say, say that, actually, I'm proud of myself for even writing this list, because as of this morning, I didn't have anything written down, and being on that call, it forced me to even write down the big and the small things. So I'm just going to read them. I'm going to say, I'm proud of myself that day 14 through day 20, my live videos were done. So I completed 20 days of live videos consistently without fail or without quitting. So that was really good. Mm-hmm. I'm really proud of myself that I actually scheduled a call with someone like Caitlin, her girl. I have a local girl that is, when my business, I'm watching my words here, I was almost going to say when my business grows, she is literally like me. Sometimes you're like, can I ever find someone like me? And she is just all the technology stuff that I don't know how to do. She's like phenomenal. And I know later with you, I almost have a mindset block, like she's getting me a proposal in the next couple of days, like, what's that going to cost, because I feel like I already have so much going out financially that it scares me, but I know I need to hire her because all the things she wants to do and can do is definitely not my genius work. And like I said, I really feel like we're like the same person, just totally different gifts. I'm also excited that I got a new review from someone special on Yelp. That really helps me in my business and helps me feel good about myself. I'm really excited, thankful that I had 3 busy work days at my spa last week, and just by concentrating on my abundance, I got 4 new clients last week from my spa. And even though I felt overwhelmed between balancing my personal life, my business, and my 2 businesses, I showed up and I gave myself to my clients at my spa. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that I sold a $5,000 program to Sonia on Wednesday. She signed up.
Huge.
So I can't believe I even had to write that down. It's like, Adina, are you so like blind to things that you didn't even realize that you don't even, I do things and I didn't stop. I have never in the past stopped to celebrate what I do right. I only focus on what I do wrong. And so anyway, I'm celebrating that I had the best weekend. I got invited to a client. She has a house in Escondido. It's $1 million home. And she's been a client of mine for 5 years. And she had a live band, and I danced my heart out for 3 hours. I mean, I'm like, and I was so thankful because if you guys know my story, I used to weigh 100 pounds heavier than I am now. And to be able to feel the music and dance my heart out, jumping up and down to Bruno Mars and everything I could possibly do, like I had so much joy and so much fun. And I love, Vanessa, how you said the word fun today, because I think that's what I forget to do, is I forget to have fun. Yep. And it was so fun. My husband and I went, it was like a date, and it was just so amazing. Mm-hmm. And so that's probably like the highlight of my week was that and that 5. Honestly, I think the weekend, the week at the dancing at the party was even more fun for me than the $5,000 program I sold.
Yeah.
And I'll just kind of leave it there. I'm proud of myself that I got a haircut. I'm proud of myself that I've been taking my vitamins every week, which was like a huge thing before. I'm just going to end there, but those are my things that I'm thankful for.
Great. I'm celebrating all these amazing things, and isn't it wild, okay, that we can get something and just keep going and keep going, keep going, and not, turn back long enough to celebrate. There's some major wins in there. The new client, having a blast dancing, doing what brings you joy.
I could do that every night. I could literally, and it almost made me think today that almost purposely every weekend I need to find a place that's got music with my husband and just go dance, because I freaking love music and I love to dance.
You got to go check out the Belly Up. You're in the same area as me. My husband and I went to this place called the Belly Up. They have 80s rock, and we went out there and rocked our freaking faces off. You know when you come back and your feet hurt?
Yes. My feet and my knees.
The things that you love to do raise your vibration.
Yeah. And
the things that you love to do that raise your vibration, you get to that high vibrating place, and the things that you want come in easier. So I'm celebrating that you had a blast. That is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome celebrations here. Who else has something awesome and yummy and juicy that they want to celebrate? Mary or Tammy? You
okay, I'll go.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure I was going to get on here. So I am celebrating that I made it on here, even though I'm just celebrating I made it on here. My voice is holding out for me. I am celebrating that it's incredible how the last 4 days since Thursday, there's so much involvement in my group. I'm almost at 300. I've gained over 80 people, and I know I posted this in our Facebook group because I wasn't sure I was make it on the call, and because of how I'm feeling, and I'm like, just show up. If nothing else, if you just show up. Yeah. So, and I'm also celebrating how much. Okay, so I don't know if you ladies know this, but I left my husband almost 4 years ago. We're back together, creating a new relationship. That's what I wrote my book about, The Second Start, because of Vanessa. She's like, you've got to write that book.
That was an idea from a Soul Sister Mastermind. One night at dinner, she had this idea. The next day, she was writing the book.
Yes.
Now it's a bestseller. So you got, massive action on that.
And I feel like I'm falling back in love with my husband.
Oh, I'm so happy for you.
Incredible. Oh my gosh, it is incredible. He's going on a hunting trip, and I was with my youngest daughter, and I stopped at the bank, and I got 3 crisp $100 bills. I know that's his, like, that touches him. And I handed it to him when I got home, like at the right moment. He literally cried.
Oh,
he got up from his chair, and he came around the bar, and he's like, why, you don't have to do this. I'm okay. I'm fucking okay. And he never uses the F word, and it just like fell out of his mouth. I'm like, because I want to, because you deserve this. And he came around the bar, and he just like this pressure, but I followed what I always call the whispers, and I just knew to stop and do that for him. And he's leaving tomorrow, and I'm so excited for him. So that's why I followed that whisper and gave him that gift. And I just told him, I said, I really want you to have fun. You deserve it. And he keeps talking about Vanessa. He keeps talking about the what do I want to build here? I want to build a retreat center. He keeps talking about it. And like, we have all this wood in the shed, in one of our sheds. And I live on a farm, ladies, if you don't know. And like, okay, so if I use this wood for this, then I'll still have enough for that, for the retreat center. Like, wow. He's so engaged. Like, we're engaged with each other so much more because of me leaving. Opened up. Well, and a lot of work. So, but it's incredible. And my book, I am celebrating how my book is revolutionizing relationships. I never thought, Vanessa, when you and I first started working together, I never thought of me as a relationship coach. But now I have people like, oh, Tammy, you helped me so much in my relationship. Oh, Tammy, I'm already using, oh, chapter 3, I'm already using what you're saying. And like, it's incredible. It's incredible. I know, I mean, it's just confirmation that I know you were the conduit, you and Dara, for the universe voice of God to come through to like there was no denying that book had to be written.
Yeah. And there it is. And here you are now celebrating how that impacts other people's lives, right?
Yes.
When you show up. And it was, you know, I'm sure you had your, you know, it was a labor of love publishing that book. And, you know, now you get to enjoy all of these amazing results. You know,
Yes.
having a business, it's going to take, you know, dealing with Caitlin with the technology, you know, and Adina with this setting up these new systems and, you know, riding the emotional roller coaster and, you know,
Yes.
showing up and listening to those whispers of the intuition and taking always continual action on it and leaning into it and hiring the person even though you're like, oh my gosh, is it the right thing? I don't want to do that. What's the expansion? Yes, I'll go with that. You know, I'm continuing to show up to that, you know, the inner knocking, you know, or those whispers or that intuition or that, you know, the expansion. It's always going to lead you. Your intuition is always going to lead you to do the right thing. It might not even make sense. It might even make logical sense. But do it anyways. And you're going to, you know, you're going to have these amazing celebrations. This is, congratulations. Amazing.
Thank you. I would like to add one more because this is huge. In the midst of a conversation, I found out that the local university has students that require to have time in a business. So I'm filling out my application tonight. The professor got back with me to apply for one of those students that need hours in marketing.
So you have a new assistant, a personal assistant.
Yes.
You know, there's a website. It's called, what is it called? And they offer the same service where you can hire women from college or university graduates to become an intern for you. It's intern something. Intern.com. Yourintern.com or something like that. But how amazing. You get to have it. Look at what happens when we ride in those waves of gratitude, you know, or those higher vibrations, things just start coming in, right? Click, 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 click.
Yes.
I'm celebrating this for you. Congratulations, Tammy. Awesome news all around. Everybody here, awesome news all around. Yeah, everybody.
Come on, Mary. We see you. You can't hide.
Yeah, you're next.
I'm not trying to hide.
Okay, good.
I had trouble with my laptop. The internet just didn't want to work in the other room. So, well, I finished my test and I'm just glad it's over with. It has been a year.
Wow.
Incredible. Whatever. I'm just glad I made it through and I did what I said I was going to do, which I always do, no matter what.
I love this, the energy of completion.
Amen. You're so proud of you.
Yeah. How long were you doing that course for?
It's a year solid. I mean, you got,
Wow.
there's so much doctors on there. I mean, it's just incredible. I forget what I know.
Wow.
I'm going to use it in some of my videos. I got notebooks, you know, filled with health information, but it's not just about health. It's all about your primary food groups, what your relationships like, exactly what we're talking about, what your career's like, what your physical activity like. So I have tons of information on that I can do teaching videos and stuff like that on. So my mind's already going, and I'm just glad it's done and over because there's a lot of work. And I don't have no more homework, no more tests. I'm done. I'm not taking any more.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm happy with that.
Congratulations. You know, there's a level sometimes in life where we're students and then it's time to become the master.
Yeah.
You know, and we're always going to be learning. Listen, I'm always learning. I got books everywhere. You see my bookshelf, you know, programs, meditations. I'm learning. I keep doing what works, always learning. But there is a time when, okay, the learning is done and now it's time to go out there and teach and be the master. And that's a beautiful, you know, expansion, next level. And I'm also celebrating completion. I'm also finishing a year-long program. It's interesting, you know, when Caitlin said, sometimes I get these clients and they're like, right, you know, I just finished something, and then they come around and they're having this experience. And I think this is how, I really think women, you know, relate to each other like this. I know this for a fact.
It's like when it's weird when one of us starts our period and you're all together, and then pretty soon we all become on the same cycle. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. So celebrating completion. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, it's great.
And I'm also celebrating you're having new ideas.
Yeah.
Can I say something to Mary?
Yeah.
I heard you, Vanessa, have that idea for her about the pet sitting thing. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is the $1 million idea right there. You're already so naturally good at it. And so many people want to make that money from home. Mary, like, to me, that's like, it's everything that was in your life was already going there. And to be able to make money from what you're already doing comes so naturally for you. Not about the coach. I'm sure the coaching, that's your passion with the nutrition and all that stuff. But man, like when Vanessa said that on that last call, I was just like, man, that is the ticket for Mary.
I put it out there and I didn't get any response. So, I mean, I did put it out there one time, and I'm kind of hee and hawing about it, because I've been doing the pet sitting for 17 years, and I do not want, I'm so burnt out that I can't even begin to tell you, because you work 7 days a week, you work all the holidays, you work morning, noon, and night, you work 15, 16 hours a day. I'm burnt out, and I love the animals. I mean, I still go and I go, oh my God, I love these guys, but I can't do, you know, I'm so driven out from all the drive. I can't do it anymore. Right. I'm so exhausted that I can't even begin to tell you. Right. I'm working a solid, the September, I'm completely booked. And that means I work 7 days a week.
It might mean that, you know, you're meant to start a whole new chapter of your life, and you know, that may very well be true. And that's good too. You know, I'm not attached to that idea of working out. And at the same time, you know, I teach a lot of beginner entrepreneurs how to make their first few coaching sales. And I teach them systems that I don't have to use anymore. But it doesn't mean they don't work. Right. And it doesn't mean that I have to do those myself. But I'm teaching people now. It's a different arena, you know. You can teach people about doing a pet business. Doesn't mean you have to keep doing one.
Exactly.
So I put it out there. I'll do it again. I'll put it out again on my Facebook page and put it out there.
I'm not attached to that idea. This could be something, you can be, Vanessa, shut up. I don't want to do it. I'd be like, great, just put on the page. I'm not, that's not for me. I don't want you to ever feel like, oh God, I got to do it because she said, and she's a mentor. No.
I wouldn't do that anyway.
No, but you know, my brain would take that idea and plop it into a pet group where there's a lot of pet lovers and see what they have to say. If they think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Test it. You know, ideas, you know, this is something I've really been chewing on here in the last week. You know, you are one idea away from whatever it is you want. One idea, one decision, you know. I'm serious. And I was sharing this story on the 8-week program. I'm going to share it here as well today. I live in California, Southern California. It's beautiful here. It's gorgeous. And my brain likes to compare it to Hawaii, where it's even more gorgeous, you know, where it's even no. And the water's different. And so, you know, I was sitting here, had a wonderful weekend with my husband this weekend, no kids, just the two of us went to the beach. And I said to myself, well, what would it take for me to really just like fall in love with my experience here in California? You know, and I saw this woman whiz by in a wetsuit. And I said, should I just buy a fucking wetsuit? It was no big deal. Why haven't I done that before? You know, sit here complaining, it's so cold. Oh my God, not the same. Sure enough, we go and buy a wetsuit, and it's half off. The most amazing wetsuit, pro wetsuit, blah, blah, blah. Half off. It's the only one in my size. I'm like this very long being. I'm 6'2". So I get this fucking wetsuit on. Like, this thing is torture contraption.
I bet you Alex loved that. He was like, hot mama.
He was helping me get in the thing.
Oh, poor guy. He had to help you get in there. He loved it.
Sweating, and people are like, the kids are listening. I'm like, how do you get in this thing? Anyways, it's a contraption. And I buy the thing, and we end up waking up really early on Sunday morning. Boogie boarding. I bought these cute little flippers, and he was out there surfing, and I had a blast. I had an experience in the water. Like, it was beautiful. Waking up early in the morning, and the beautiful colors, and the purple sky, and the blue ocean, and all the waves, and flying around like a little kid and playing. Yeah, playing.
Fun, having fun.
Having fun in playing. And Alex said, I always wanted to be married to someone who would come and surf with me and would love it. And, he's a really big surfer. Actually, like, watch him surf, I'm like, I admire you. Like, when you're surfing, I think that's like, that to me is like, oh my God, you're dangling out there. You never find me dangling. I don't dangle off of anything, anywhere, ever, at any time. I'll boogie board, I can touch the ground, right? I'm okay with that. Dangling?
What's dangling? Dangling on a surfboard?
Like, surfers that go out there and they dangle off of a board and not touching the ground, It's not a big deal for you, but anyway, it's a big deal for me. So we had a really great time, and I thought, that's that, bringing in this, playing fun. And I think this is a real key to achieving, any goal that you want in your life. Okay. And this was something that was, you guys all know Lululemon, the founder of Lululemon. Okay. So he was being coached by this high, executive coach, just when I don't even know if it's a girl or a guy. I know it's a Canadian company, but when they were just expanding, this coach told the person who was the owner of Lululemon, says, make a plan and then go out and have the most fun humanly possible. Party your fucking socks off, because when you have fun, that tells the universe, like, hey, everything's all right, everything's good. Instead of being wrapped up in this, oh my God, I got to do this is not right, oh my God, and then which creates more resistance. So put that down on your game plan. Have a shit ton of fun. I'm celebrating that I had some fun, and I bought, and the other thing was, I asked a question: what would it take for me to get this, result? And then listen to the whispers.
That's what I was going to say. When you're willing to sometimes just ask the question and sit in that space, it's amazing. It's like, when I wake up in the morning, I do my little gratitude things. I have my affirmations, but what I do with a lot of emotion is my universal asks. So I'm like, universe, show me the miracle and magic of me today. Or universe, what would it take for me to have my most amazing day ever? What would it take for me to outcreate myself to be bigger, better, brighter than I was yesterday? Business, what would it take for you to outcreate yourself to be bigger, better, brighter than you were yesterday? And on that note of fun, on Fridays in my group, I had been doing like free reading Fridays where I would just pull a card because it's fast for me. I can throw a million of them out there in a day. And so on Friday, I was like, holy shit, last week I did 100 of these stupid readings. Like, I can't do 100. I have too many clients. Like, the engagement in my group is unreal. Ask Mary. She's in there. Mary, what is my group like?
It's wonderful.
It's insane.
It's enjoyable. I love it.
I think Tammy's in there too. And it's busy. So anyways, on Friday, what I did instead is I did like a video in the morning with the Facebook filters. And I was like, all right, if you guys want a card today, you have to get the questions right. You have to use your intuition, use your guidance. See if you can figure it out. Get it? You get a card. So Facebook Live now has all these ridiculous filters. So I did a Game of Thrones one where it makes you into a high school. Yeah, it's like trippy.
Bizarre.
Yeah. I did a whole bunch of them, and people were watching all day and interacting. I looked on my group insights, and the engagement that day was up something like 8,000%. Like, it was crazy.
So you see, you got people's attention. It doesn't even have to be a logical thing. You and this is all business is show business. What all the Game of Thrones filter do? It captured people's attention.
Yeah.
She's the best engager I've ever seen. I mean, I love to watch her because I know, I mean, you're so natural with getting your audience engaged. That's why I watch. I love to watch.
Congratulations. Maybe you should do a program about that. Highly, you should do what you're best at doing in life.
Yeah.
One of my marketing mentors told me you should get paid charge the most for what comes naturally the easiest for you.
Yep.
I had a hard time swallowing that in the beginning. What do you mean? Who the fuck's going to pay me to be inspirational? They don't need me. They got Wayne Dyer. He was still around at the time. They got this. They got that. Who's going to pay me?
I know.
But as soon as I embraced being inspirational, I said, just be more inspirational. Just show up more and just do that more. The whole thing exploded.
That just spoke to me. Thank you.
So Caitlin, congratulations, man. I'm stoked for you.
Thank you.
I want to learn. I'm like, what is she doing? What is she doing in there?
Really good.
Do you want to be in my group? You'll have to apply and answer.
I love it.
I might get next.
Decline. I'm kidding.
Decline. Block.
I'll tell you that.
No, but seriously, if you want to go in there, like, I don't know. I just follow whatever my inspiration is that day and just go for it. And the days where I feel like being quieter, I be quieter. And the days where I'm like, I'm going to post 7 things today, I just go, I go. And it is what it is. And I'm constantly creating new women's circles. Every single webinar I've done, I have gained 2 to 3 women into my program every single time without fail.
Awesome.
It's amazing.
Right. So I just keep going. And it's, to me, they're all subjects that are near and dear to my heart, and I can strike chords. Like, I just put up this graphic in the group today of this like witchy hand sticking needles in a voodoo doll. And I'm doing a webinar called The Empath's Curse. And so I did a little live video about it, how, empaths are constantly suffering, and everybody's like, oh yeah, that's me. Let me in on this. And I'm like, I'm going to tell you all about it, and then I'm going to solve your problems, but not all the way.
Notice the other thing that she's doing really well is she's having.
I have so much fun. Yeah. That's the biggest thing my husband has said to me since I started this whole journey in this business. He said, he's been with me for 9 years now. He's like, you used to wake up and fucking loathe your day. He's like, you were miserable. And I remember you going through a period of 4 to 5 years where I couldn't make you happy. Nothing make you happy. Nothing was satisfying you. And you wake up every day like this little ray of sunshine, so ready to serve, so full of joy. And it makes everybody around you feel the same way. And I was like,
oh, nicest thing ever.
Right? It was really cool to see, hear that and feel that from him. So it's been an evolutionary process. I have to ask you a quick question, though. I am now a Girl Guide leader for my sins. So we're starting brownies tonight. But as I'm stepping into this hiring of somebody to look after this realm, one of the things that she and I kind of looked at was kind of a methodical way of breaking down all the elements I want to do to make things even more user-friendly. And I was saying to Adina today, I am in this for the long haul. This is a marathon to me, not a sprint race. And I don't feel concerned at all because I keep enrolling people. The money part, just who cares? But what I wanted to know from you, do you have an idea from your experiences building your websites and the funnels created on that, approximately how much you originally spent for those using Usman? Do you know?
So let me break it down for you.
Okay.
How much does it cost to build a funnel? Your question?
Yeah, funnel. And I want to revamp my website because she can put all the pixels in it and integrate the lead pages way faster and easier than I can. So
well, then now we're getting into some technical conversation. So, and there's a few ways to do funnels. So, we use lead pages here. I always have had a lead pages account, and then I think they charge me $40 a month.
Yeah.
So I pay for that. That's part of my online business expense. I would definitely get lead pages. So that's an expense. Then we pay, we use automated webinars. So we have Stealth Seminar, I believe that's $97 a month. My website, gosh, what do I pay my website? My website now, I think it's just like on a maintenance fee, I don't actually pay anybody for that, but I don't know if there's sound coming from something.
I think it might be.
Sorry, it's my paper. Sorry about that.
Okay. I'm like, where is that coming from?
I know it sounded terrible.
Oh, good. So
sorry, guys.
So basically, the website is built now, but a website build should cost you about, Usman's team, I think, will charge you $500 to $1,000 just to build a beautiful functional site.
Okay.
Same thing with a membership site. If you wanted to build it, let's say so there's a few ways to build membership sites where you're going to host your content.
Right.
We used to put it on ClickFunnels. The ClickFunnels is a whole other spiel, campaigny deal, which is $100 a month. But, you could build an opt-in page, a thank you page, and a membership site and everything, and it all talks to each other.
Right.
You could do that inside ClickFunnels.
Okay.
We've moved away from that, and we've put our membership site actually inside our WordPress site. So it's all the same shtick.
Yeah, under one umbrella. Okay, well that about lines up because she had quoted me 1,500 Canadian, which is like 1,100, 1,200 US, to do full website build and take all my content, help me set up all the funnels. Like I have to pay the yearlies or whatever on them. But she also works for another very, very well-known psychic medium in the area. It's actually her mother-in-law that I did the other mentorship for. So she can write a whole bunch of my lead magnets for me. So she's including 4 lead magnets that she can place in different places, and that can be rotated for different things if I want to do them. So I think that sounds about right. And she's willing, and for that, she's also going to do kind of all the integrations for getting it like up at the top of Google and getting it landing on people's pages and all that kind of stuff. And I've seen examples of her work, and everything I Google that are her clients, she's at the top every single time.
I think $1,500 is really reasonable.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know, because it's just out of my realm. Like I haven't paid somebody for that before, so I just didn't know if that was like,
She's not charging you per month, she's just charging you for
just a one-time fee, get that part set up. And then we're going to talk about the next part, which is she also does professional video editing, and she wants to do a series of teaching videos with me to get on YouTube, to get them integrated and have me more findable again. So I think when you're hiring people, my experience has been, hiring VAs from 10 years ago, what I would do is I would find somebody I liked. I would have a Skype conversation with them. I would get and even if, whatever it sounds like on paper, but get their energy, get a feel for them, and then give them a task, agree on 2 weeks or whatever it is, or how much it is, and see how they show up and how they perform and the results they get. And if they actually follow up, are they late? Did they fuck off? Did they give them, a definite task by a definite date, and then assess the situation. And that way there's no, you don't lose other than, the amount of time or maybe getting your goal. But I think, if you followed her and she seems reputable and she's got results, I say go for it. And I think that's a wonderful idea as well. Okay.
To start using, once you start, getting your information here, you can start then, repurpose it, put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
There's a whole other audience over there on YouTube. That's not I've got a YouTube account. It's not a whole super, I like to ride one pony to the finish line at a time, and that's another thing I can share with you about business is get one thing, dialed in really well. And when that's dialed in really well, look at another, marketing channel or another function.
Right. And I think that's what I shared with you is I have this online baby. It is my baby. I nurture it. I cuddle it. I console it. Right. And then, that other mentor, what happened is she ended up launching all of us who got the certified facilitators license for our areas to her 50,000 plus email list. And now I have a request for all my in-person classes and a waiting list for that. So, there's kind of these 2 avenues that are both in alignment with what I really love doing. So I'm like, okay, time to show up bigger, better, brighter.
Well, you're doing it. Congratulations. Everything, all of your intentions are working out. You've worked hard too to get here. You've shown up, you've invested, you've leaned in, and now it's showing up. This is amazing.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for, your funnels being set up and reaching more people. And I like that question also that you share with us. How can I show up bigger, brighter? What was it? Bigger, brighter, better. How can this blow this out of the water?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Makes a big difference in my mornings. Hey, Adina, you want to talk about our gremlin? Oh, you're muted, honey.
I'm muted.
Yeah, let's talk about that one because then I want to deal with the two that have come up this week as well. But go ahead and because I know you're on a time.
Yeah, I'll leave in like 2 minutes. So we were just talking about the trip in California in October, and I can't quite tell if it's a mindset block about not wanting to spend that amount of money per night at that hotel, or if it's I have like a really definite goal in mind, and if I allocate money that direction, then it's taken away from the other one, which is also kind of a gremlin insinuating that more won't come. But we wanted to get your feedback and feelings.
So here's the deal. The Montage Hotel is an exorbitantly expensive hotel. You might spend
$800 a night
to stay there.
Yeah.
I am in no way expecting you guys to do that, okay? And there's nothing wrong with, I think, Tammy and a bunch of the other girls, they stayed like right across the street, the last time they were there, and just walk across the street every morning. I stayed, down in Laguna. There's some other places. There are a lot of clients rented Airbnbs. I suggest, there's a few other hotels I can give you the names of inside Laguna that are just as nice, that are like $150, $200 a night. Great, and we can walk over the Montage. That we can definitely do. So I don't think it's a crazy, mindset. I know that there's some mentors who are like, you only ever have to go first class. And I'm like,
yeah. To me, I don't require it, I was kind of looking at some of the Airbnbs and I'm like, look at this cute little thing with a pretty little ocean view and this quaint little, to me, it's all about the feel and the vibe and the experience. That's and right. I don't know.
You guys are going to have experience. We're going to hang out there. It's going to be awesome. You're going to love it, but don't go and spend $800 a night there if that's not like, wow, yeah, don't do that.
Okay.
You don't have to. Laguna Beach is a gorgeous place. It's stunning and beautiful. You're going to love it.
Okay, so Adina, I'm going to jump off, but why don't you and I have a little fun with looking at everything that's in the area of what our possibilities are, and then see what feels light, and then we'll just create it from there.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Okay, I have to go. Love you all.
Good luck with brownies today.
Thank you. I'm going to need it. Good night.
Good night. So fun. What other questions do you girls have for me? Or everyone here? What questions, comments, something you're working on?
I have a question. I want to do what she's doing, the event thing, and I have it in my head that I need to take my website, and there's a page. I can do the event page on there and then link it to my Facebook page. They can go and, link it.
Register.
Then they go, I'm trying to get it in my head.
Yeah.
Because I'm usually pretty good at that stuff, but for some reason, I'm a little fried. And I want to get that together. I'm getting that I really need to move forward with doing some kind of event thing and just get over this problem I'm having with doing the videos. I'm really struggling with doing videos. I don't want to do them, but I know I have to. So I'm having this major, I don't like them. I don't like how they're coming out. I don't like to look at my face. I'm having a real hard time with the videos. And I know this is, I got to push through this.
Yeah. So you're wanting to host the live stream events like Caitlin is doing?
Yeah, I want to do
also videos though.
That's what I mean. I got to use the videos.
Yeah. So you're just going to, you're right. You're just going to have to push through that. What I would do if I were you is to just do live streams, pick a time every day and do one every single day and just fuck it. I'm going to put it up there and I'm just going to keep going and see who shows up and just have a topic with a kind of, a few things, share a story and go for it, do it.
Yeah. Okay.
And then in terms of your technical question about how to make an event page.
Yeah.
And you said you have a website?
Yeah, so I can go on there and just make an event page and have the contact form and then somehow link them to the to Facebook so that they go from one to and they register on the page on my website, right?
Well, that would be an opt-in page. Yep.
That's what I couldn't think of the word.
Opt-in page. Yep. Now an opt-in page, like you said, it can be any page on your website. It can be a hidden page, but you're going to put some kind of HTML code, I guess.
I remember the
She said
HTML.
for her events, whether it's Webinar Jam or Zoom or whatever it is. Zoom means that other people can see each other. So yes.
Yeah. She uses Zoom. Okay. I'm just trying to get it in my head, and I just got to move forward with the video. So.
Yeah, man, you got it. That edge for you is the edge of the fear, right? Moving through.
Yeah.
Yeah, girl. I'm stoked that you're doing that. I'm really happy that you are, pushing past it, and all the results are there. Right on the other end of fear, that's where all the results happen.
Because my group is building like crazy. I'm over 300. I'm like 325. I mean, I'm getting 10 to 20 a day. It's crazy. And I'm doing all the welcome and I'm PM, and I have another breakthrough call on Thursday. And so I just keep on, like I always say, just keep on moving forward. But I need success. You know what I mean? I need to sign somebody up. So I've got to work on my mindset that particular day. From school, I was studying for the exam, and they were talking about things that they do before they go into their session, lighting candles, they do a little meditation or whatever, get yourself ready for the call. Picture it in your mind, that Neville Goddard said, actually imagine, and actually do that. So I'm going to do that with this call on Thursday, and it's my 4th call. So you know what I mean? So I'm ready.
I love it. Congratulations. That's what it takes. I'm really celebrating that perspective. Hey, you know what? I'm going to get ready. I'm going to, do whatever it takes. There's something to be said about persistence. Okay. There is nothing that can stop persistence. There is think about this really. Okay. And that's one thing I've been very good at. I made a lot of mistakes, failed, wiped out, picked myself back up, and figure it out. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to find it. I'm going to understand it. If I'm going to get my goal, tenacious and persistent. And I can tell you, look at nature. What the rain is persistent. Wind is persistent. And it will shape rock. Do you know what I'm saying? There's nothing that can stop persistence. So I'm really celebrating that, Mary. You're going to have your goal. You're going to have it. I can guarantee you that. If I'm going to look at, 2 entrepreneurs, and one, let's say, is a Miss Know-It-All, and the other one is just persistent, I'm going to bet on the persistent one. The know-it-all is going to say, I don't need to learn that. The persistent one's going to say, I'm not going to stop until I get it, and that person's going to win every time. That's a wonderful, wonderful perspective and attitude to have. Keep up with that. It's great.
Thank you. It fits me. I'm a Taurus, the bull. I stick to things. I bite on and I never let go. So. Taurus,
yeah. Taurus is actually a wealth sign also. Taurus likes luxury and wealth.
I do. I do like luxury.
Yeah. It's great. And Taurus and Capricorn, I'm a Capricorn, and get along really well for that reason. I like antique. I like old things. I like things.
Yeah, nice. Me too. Yeah.
Character. Yeah. Nice. Thanks. I love it. Well, listen, we're here supporting you doing those videos and getting that technology. And I'm sure if you reached out to Caitlin and asked her, how do you do that? She'd be willing to,
I know. I have a hard time I like to figure stuff out myself. So my thing is to ask, say, you know what, I'm not sure, and I don't want to spend too much time trying to figure it out. Now I got something behind me. Now I need to get moving forward with it. I really do. So.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Good deal. I love this clarity. Anybody else have a comment or a question?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Even as I share it, my heart starts to race. Because it makes me feel vulnerable, and it makes me feel like when I'm about to share that, I don't have it all together. And I'm not perfect. I don't know who else to share this with. And you guys are my tribe, and I love you, and I trust you.
Yeah.
So one of the And I'm glad for what Tammy said earlier. One of the struggles I've always had is I've always been really bullheaded about making money. Like, I enjoy making money, and it's kind of like if that was all I was meant to do, if that was my only job, then I can do that really, really well. And because mothering and parenting and nurturing wasn't patterned to me, I feel like this whole week, you called it earlier, Vanessa, like this cock-a-funkle week. And I feel like either A, I'm about to go to the next level, or I'm about to suffocate. Because what I'm trying to say is the other areas of my son came home from school today, and he got like another note from the teacher, and my husband feels like he's Mr. Mom all the time, because all I want to do is work on my 2 businesses, and all I want to do, like, maybe I just find my value or my passion in that. And so I'm neglecting just normal, like, wifely duties. Like, I don't know how to cook very well. I don't enjoy cooking. I don't enjoy cleaning.
This is a great conversation. Let's look at that. Okay, and this is another thing that's going to happen as your business grows, and it's a great problem to have.
Yep.
The best things we ever did was hire a cleaning lady. One of the best.
I have one. She's been here for 7 years, but it's the only thing I've invested in. She comes in once a month, and that's it.
Well, she needs to come in more than once a month. She needs to come in every 2 weeks or every week. And the other thing that you can start doing, okay, is, the things that you could pay someone $5 or $10 or $15, $20 an hour to do, you shouldn't be doing as a coach who's earning $5,000 for 9 calls.
So that's why I think I have this mindset thing. He wants me to hire someone to, like, he's drowning. He's like, right before we came here, and I'm feeling like I'm tattling on him, because our marriage is great. It really, really is. But there's this occult that go around the mountain. We've gone around this mountain for 18 years. It's like, Adina, you are, you're leaving me to do all these things because all you want to do is work on your business, work on your career. And he continues to support me. So he continues to feel, which I understand, that I'm taking. And he's wondering when I'm going to give, because I'm asking him to just step in there for 1 more minute, just step in there for 1 more year. And now it's like 18 years he's stepping in on top of his own business, on top of his own life. Like, when is he going to get a break?
Well, here's the deal. Okay. And now all relationships are agreement. Okay, that's what relationships are. Relationship with your husband, relationship with your kids, it's agreements. Everyone wants to get their needs met. So, and I saw a therapist at one point, and one of the best pieces of advice she used to say is, I say, well, how come I'm making all the money and I got to freaking do all this shit? It's like I get whopped. I get freaking punished for being successful. What the fuck is this about? She goes, well, no, it's not about that. It's about, it's about if that's how you want your life to be, then you got to pay for it. Then you got to, that's the way it is. If you want your life to be this way, then go and do it. So your husband's needs are what, and this is, everyone wants to get their needs met. So there's a way for you to get your needs met, to continue expanding in that way of your business, because that is your heart's content, feels really good for you. And for everybody to get their needs met. So what does that look like? Does that look like, again, hiring somebody to do the cooking, having somebody come in twice a week to do pre-meals for the rest of the week? You can pay somebody $100 twice a week to do that.
See, every time, one of my problems, I remember telling Annie or Walter, no matter how much money I've ever made, Vanessa, and I don't know, it must be a mindset block, I still always feel like I don't have enough money to pay for help or to ask for help. It's like I can invest all the time and money in my own business, but when it comes to my family, I don't spend money on my family. It's like we don't have enough.
So stop making that choice.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what Caitlin said. It's like if you feel like you only have this nest egg and you're taking away from that bottom line. And that's honestly, this is the same gremlin. The second question I wanted to talk to you about is hiring help. I know if I really want to go to the next level, I need to hire this lady who I feel like is absolutely going to be like my Michelle. You have a Michelle. I know with all my heart We talked for 2 hours. Like, I know she's the one that God has brought to me, but I'm scared to death because if I only have a certain amount, of money left in my little nest egg to get my Facebook going, to pay for my program with you. And I guess I know that, I guess I don't believe truly yet that more people are going to keep signing up. And so it's like, Adina, when is it ever enough to have, like, I have over $12,000 in my other business account right now. I used to die if I could only have like $1,000 in my account, but so it's like, why do the more money I make, the more I like hold on to it. Like, I'm scared to hire help. And and you asked what my husband wants.
I have my own gremlin like that. It's called when my bank account goes below 250,000. Isn't that crazy? This is what we call this. It's called champagne problems. Write that down. I'm serious. As you grow as a business owner and you grow to new levels, eventually the level that you pass is not going to mean you're going to have another level. And you never want to go down, And here's what I know about, success and about growth and about expansion and how it relates to money. Again, we talked a lot about feelings today, okay? How you feel really matters because, your feelings, the dominant feelings and ideas is what impresses in the subconscious. Subconscious must express itself, called what shows up in reality. Okay, so you always want to feel good. If you're constantly feeling pressured for time because you've got to go grocery shopping, pay someone to do it. Go order all of your shampoos that we do. I never go to Walmart unless it's a special occasion. All the things in the house we order on Amazon Prime, food, paper plates, toilet paper, all that stuff. Never go grocery shopping for it. It's click, 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 click. It's done.
We always wait for the right time to go to Costco, and then Costco's like 2 weeks out. And I was like, as of yesterday, we had no food in the house. We do Uber Eats. And it's like today we got online and just went Vons.com and ordered the freaking groceries to come.
There you go. So make that, okay, order the food from Vons.com. You guys can do that. That's another way. Amazon also has, they are in conjunction now. They bought over Whole Foods.
Whole Foods, yeah, they did.
Okay, and they lowered the prices. You can now order it in some areas. You can order from Whole Foods and also from Sprouts. It's called Amazon Fresh.
Yeah, they have that here. Yeah.
Well, they don't get at my zip code, but they get like the zip code over, and I'm like, bring it over here. And it's not a far drive to Sprouts, but the point is, if you know that your time focused on your business doing your brilliance is going to nail you $5,000 clients, and you got to spend 4 hours of your day grocery shopping and cooking,
which I hate to do anyway. I've never was a cooker. I was raised on microwaving, frozen burritos and mac and cheese. Like, I don't really know or enjoy cooking or nurturing or doing homework after school with the kids. So Sean has been doing all of that, and he just wants help. He's like,
he doesn't want to do it either.
No.
So you know what? I would decide on a list between you guys. Okay. And again, what does this have to do about your business? A lot. Okay. Because how you guys get along as a couple,
Yeah, energetically, I feel like I'm being pulled away from.
That's right.
What I'm called to do.
What I would suggest you do is, okay, what are the things that have to happen? So the grocery shopping, the cooking,
dinner.
The cleaning, okay. So make a list of all
picking the kids up from school. Yeah. All that stuff.
Picking the kids up from school. So I used to do it. And then finally I told Alex, I'm running a multi-million-dollar company. I'm not going to fucking drive these kids to school. I love them. I'm not going to fucking do it. Her nagels me, and 2 hours of my day is gone. We cooked the breakfast of this, of that.
In 2 hours, you could have sold 2 clients at like $20,000,
Done. The level of stress in my life went like this. And all he did is, I said, you go and you hire 2-3 people. You happy to, work for $15 an hour, pick them up from school, take them to the park, pick up the other ones that finish at a different time. So we hired 2-3 girls, and that's gone off my plate. Another thing that I didn't like to do, I'm gonna tell myself now, when you sign up for our 8-week boot camp, you get, 2 books, and then they come in the mail and they're signed. Okay. I used to do this myself on like a Friday afternoon or a Sunday or whatever. It'd take me like 2 hours. Then I'd take the sales from that week and I'd hand sign them, and and the girls started helping me cut out the print the thing and putting it UPS. I pay my cleaning lady's daughter to do it now. I ordered stamps. Here's the stamps. She has the stamps. All I do is sign the books. I give her boxes of books signed. That's it. She stamps them, puts them in, goes on UPS on my credit card, done. I give her a certain amount of money per book. She gets $7 per package. When she comes to clean the houses on Sunday, I leave her money for that. Done. Anything that can save you time, okay? Because in the end, the whole reason you're in business is to have the fucking lifestyle and you want your way.
Right. That's what he's saying too. He's like, at this rate, he's like, forget it. Don't buy me the truck. I just want you. I just want the stuff done. I'm tired of living in a mess. Mm-hmm. And his standard for mess is way like, I'm like, dude, that's nothing. He's just such a perfectionist. He likes everything.
Well, you know,
perfect.
Well, then maybe that's a compromise you guys can make, but you need to, now that you're making some more money, get these things off your, so I would make a list, and this goes for all of you. Believe that you can have it just the way that you want it. New standard. No stressing out about this, no stressing out about that, because what's going to happen is you're going to resent your business.
Yeah.
Or you end up resenting your family.
Yeah.
Oh my
well,
God.
I like what you said, because it gives me, it's like I told him when we're done with all these calls today, because at 6:00 I have my 2 regular, my paying clients. And what I hear you saying almost gives me permission to allow myself to hire people. But what I would like to do is, instead of, I know there's champagne problems, and I guess I would like to hear from you, Vanessa, that, yeah, like once you, like, let's say my bank account is like $12,000 right now, even though I hire someone, it's not like taking away from that little nest egg. It just become the standard in which of me having and me being, and then that $12,000 is like not depleting. It's just the money keeps coming in to support that lifestyle, that help.
Listen, here's what happens. If you don't have support, and if you try and do it all on your own, you are going to burn out. Someone is going to lose. You're attached to that. Either your family, your husband's going to get pissed off, your kids. Everyone wants to get their needs met. I talked to a therapist about this, okay? Because, I came in and became a stepmom with 3 kids. All of a sudden, whomp, here you go. Woo!
Yep.
All these competing demands, the husband, the 3 kids, the business, the 2 dogs. Listen,
Yep.
The dogs are demanding, okay? They are. They're little furry children.
Yeah.
They are.
I love them. Sometimes I love them more than the children because they don't talk, right? Which
That's
is great. And I love the kids, and sometimes they drive me fucking bananas.
Yep.
And the deal is everybody wants to get their needs met.
Right.
So how to communicate, your feelings and the parameters, and, when it's appropriate to answer. And so, think about that. Okay. How does everybody, and you yourself, and you get your needs met? Because if you do everything all on your own, think about this logically. You are not going to be able to do it. You'll burn out. So start thinking, how can I, and what will happen when you start outsourcing these tasks, and what can I outsource? So make a list. What can I outsource? What are the things you don't have to do yourself that you can pay other people to do? And what that's going to do is it's going to give you more free time. And what you're going to do in that free time is you're going to work more on your business and give more to your family. So what would it take for your husband to feel like, you know what? This is going in the direction that he can support. Maybe it's certain nights home with you that are, we have those with the kids. Even when they're here, when they're not, we just decided, fuck it. We're going to close the bedroom door. You're not allowed to knock on a door unless the house is on fire. And that's it. Let them watch TV. Let them do this and that. We're not going to run our lives. No. So, what does that look like? And find out from your husband, because that's going to help him get his needs met. What does that look like for him? The other thing that we did recently is I wrote down, and this is something that Amazon does. There's a book called The Amazon Way. Started reading it. It's upstairs. And basically, it's getting you have a crystal clear vision of what your ideal client is like. Well, what's your ideal family? What's the ideal, way the kids, behave?
Wow, I love that.
Relationship with your husband.
Yeah.
Get crystal clear on when my sales team is working, it looks like this. When my lead system, it works. I went through my business, and we went through the kids too. What was acceptable and unacceptable. We became a unit in this whole family, and there's a whole new dynamics here, and what is appropriate and inappropriate. this behavior is inappropriate. It's going to get you sent to your room. I don't care which one, 3 of you does it or when in the day you do it, it's immediate to your room. And here's what you're doing really well. Here's what you guys are all doing awesome on. And you know what? The prize at the end is the best kid of the week gets to choose what kind of activity we do in the weekend. There's a little prize for them. Everyone gets
awesome.
To but they know.
Vanessa, thank you so much.
So we sat down and we wrote down, what does it look like? So write down, what does it look like, you and your relationship with your husband when everything's right, when you with your business, and just get really clear. Do a rant on that. And it's important for you guys to discuss that, you with your husband to discuss that. Because like you said, his idea of what mess is and not mess is not the same idea of yours.
No, to be fair, it just things don't bother me as much as he does. It's like the rest of the house is clean, but my bedroom, like, screw it. No one's going to see the bedroom. Well, he doesn't want to come home and have his bedroom look like a mess. But I'm like, the rest of the house looks fine. Isn't that good enough? No. But I'm like, well, I'll get around to it. I never get around to it because to me it's not important. But I know if it's important to him, it's got to be important to me.
That's right.
And if I have to hire my Maria, she's Maria, to come, she kind of keeps us accountable. When she's coming, then you like scramble. It's like you have to clean up before she gets here to clean.
Yeah, we do that. We clean the dishes in the sink so that there's no dishes in the sink. But listen.
Can I add something, Vanessa?
Yeah.
Please do.
One of the biggest things that helped me and Tim was reading the 5 languages of love. Mm-hmm. Learning his love language, learning my love language, and then also that goes for our children. So when you learn the love language, because we have 5 kids, and I too did not grow up with a nurturing mother. But I knew my biggest goal at 17, being pregnant, that my kids will grow up knowing they're loved. That was my ultimate goal. Mm. So I prayed a lot, and I allowed my children to have their own voice. Now, if they talk to me with sarcasm, I made them reframe it. Mm-hmm. However, they were free to voice, Mom, you're acting like a bitch. Okay. They're not calling me a bitch. They're saying you're acting like a bitch. But I allowed them to have that total freedom to be able to voice that. Because how do we know as a parent whether or not we're screwing up? Mm-hmm. We don't if we don't allow our kids to voice it. Mm-hmm. And I mean, and we, all 5 of my children, have become incredible human beings. Mm-hmm. I have people all the time wanting to be adopted into our family because of how we all work together. And we have conversations from A to Z and a lot of sex. Mm-hmm. Conversations around a lot of sex.
Great.
So, but that book, and I had my kids, and I had my adult children take the test, the love language test. And Tim
Is that by Gary Chapman?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Tim and I have the same love language. So that
ours are hard. My top 2 are his bottom 2, and vice versa. It's not an excuse. I'm just saying it's the way it is.
But when you have the same love language, he keeps doing what he's doing, thinking it's making me happy. So, and it's acts of service. So I had to show him and tell him, and then I opened up. Like he's a farmer. So when I go with him in the pickup to go haul cattle or get bales, okay, I know you need to work, Tammy. I know you need to write your book. Can you bring your computer with you? Oh, you're reading something. Can you bring your book with you? All it was me riding along. Totally filled his bucket.
There you go. Nice. So find out what does it look like for him? What is that perfect,
His are acts of service, which of course I haven't been doing because my acts of service are just, I just want to serve my business and serve my clients.
Well, if you don't,
and I'm not saying that's right.
Yeah, if you don't want to stay married for very long, then so make some. Listen, and if you think that growing a business is going to be this nice and even fucking Kevin line, my friends, you are in for a surprise, okay? Life is like this. Ooh, detour, you know. It's a balancing, you know, and you got to kind of bump up against an edge to say, wow, there's a line right there. Okay. You know, so there's nothing wrong. And now this shows you that, okay, where are the boundaries going to be for, you know, my relationship to flourish while my business is flourishing.
I love that. Well, I just end right here. I feel like I'm thankful for you guys listening. I feel like I don't feel the shame to say where, you know, my marriage or my life isn't perfect. I appreciate you guys listening and your support. I want to say that I do now have clarity that the same way that I've hired mentors and things to help me with my business and figure out what my goals and what I want my business to look like, I just need to apply that same intention, because I've never put any type of intention. So I've been throwing spaghetti at the wall of my family and then wondering, like, oh, I'm doing okay. My kids are okay. My marriage is okay. It's been going great for 18 years, you know, whatever great is. Guess because I wasn't divorced like my mom. But so I thank you guys for listening. I feel like I definitely have clarity, and I'm just going to go ahead and hire the help that I need to hire, and just trust that gremlin about, you know, taking away from money, you know, other bills I feel like I need to pay off, you know, the programs and things. I'll just have to trust and be in a state of wanting and having instead of wanting.
One sale pays it all off. You start getting into the habit of, oh, that's just a sale. Well, that's just, you know, well, that's half a sale. That's 1/5 of the sale. Forget it. Right? Because the truth is, as you guys are building your businesses and you're, you know, getting people in the groups, making offers, that's all it is. I'm happy that you feel better.
Thank you.
You got this, girl.
Yeah, that was the major conversation when I was crying. That was a major conversation that I had right before this call, where I was like, I'm done. I'm screwing up my life. I'm screwing up my marriage. I'm screwing my business. So that's when I literally said to you, I feel like I just need to quit. Like, this is too much, too hard, too fast.
Straight line. And you know what? 10 years into it is still not a straight line. It's not. You know, there's times when things don't go things don't go the way I want them to. I leave it open for magic to come in and do, you know, have a different way. But if I don't get what I want, I get mad immediately. My head will fucking pop right out. Bam. That's the high D. Outcome, drive. Do whatever it takes to get your outcome. If I don't get it on my timeline, that's it. Yeah. I know myself. And even, you know, at this stage in the game, you know, I'm listening to some of the questions you guys are having, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can relate to that, you know. Yeah, unless there's this amount of money in my bank account, have a fit, you know, and one of the best things you can ever do is keep your life in perspective. You know, that's why we have these Monday calls. Pat yourself on the back. What did you accomplish last week? You're still driving to Idaho or wherever you're going. Okay, you don't have a fit and, you know, give up because you're not there yet. You know you've got a map, you're going there, you're driving there. You don't see the destination until you get there, right? But you still just drove 200 fucking miles. Mm-hmm. Right? So have some perspective as you guys, you know, as you're growing, because you're always, guess what? You're going to get to Idaho. You're going to want to go somewhere else. You can get to $100,000 a month. You're going to say, I want 2. I want 4. I want 6. And it's never going to be enough. So when, you know, learn to, like, and this is, I'm talking to myself here as I'm talking to you guys too, you know. Success is not a straight and narrow line. Even 10 years from now, you know, and really I think the massive blessing and the gift is that, you know, the person that you become along the way, you know, this self-loving person that you become along the way, because it is a very courageous journey.
I just got an aha moment when you said that. I just literally heard in my own head, you can have it all. Which I've said before, but I think it meant like you can hire people and you can have your business and you can have a chef come. You know, I found one actually on Saturday and she was only $15 an hour.
What?
She's from France. She loves cooking French and Moroccan food.
Oh my God.
Then I was like, oh, but then that's 2-hour minimum. That's $30 a night times 7 nights. That's 210. That's $800 a month. I just started, diminishing why I couldn't hire her.
Don't do it every single night. Try her out for 2 nights a week.
That's right. That's the other thing. I do all or nothing. Whenever I do something, I go hard. And maybe it's not
You're
all
also
about.
a D.
I'm a D. I'm very much a D. I'm impatient to heck.
Yeah. Have you guys ever found out what personality type you are?
Under which there's so many. I've done tons of tests. Which ones you're talking about?
Well, this one is the DISC model.
I forgot what I just went through that with school, but I never did the test because I didn't.
Okay, I'm going to give you guys a link to do it. Just called the DISC, and there's value. Okay, there's two. It's a free thing. I'm going to give you a link. Sometimes you got to pay $50 for it, but this is a free link on Tony Robbins' site. If you go here to the link inside the chat button, just a chat box, you just fill out some questions and you find out what your DISC and values are. Now, your DISC is your paradigm for how you see the world, and your values is where you're at right now, how you're behaving, what's happened to you, how you see life. It is tremendously beneficial. And as a matter of fact, I don't hire anybody on my team until I find out who they are. And how
Do you try to hire a D or no?
I don't hire Ds for sales.
There's too many alphas,
What's
right?
the D stand for? What's the D?
So you have D, S, I, and C. Okay, and a D is a driver. So typically a lot of entrepreneurs are drivers. They're driven. They want a goal. They want the outcome. All they care about, is it legal? Is it ethical? Can I do it? Done.
Can I get it done yesterday?
That's how I basically am. That's
like my ClickFunnels in my webinar. I wanted that done yesterday.
Me too.
So you have
Me too.
quadrants, and you can be 2 dominant quadrants, right? So there's D, and then there's I, which is highly intelligent. And I'm not certain on the rest of it, but it's, intelligence is a big one. And then you have S. This is for systems and structure. They want safety,
Did that.
and they want systems.
Not me.
And then you have a C, okay, which is about completion. They're like really detailed, like, wow.
Not me.
Okay. So I hire people that are not like me. So Michelle, who is the real like technology whiz, she's an S systems, high C. She's not really personable. Like, she's personable. Don't get me wrong. She's lovely. But she doesn't really want to be extroverted out in the world. She likes to like, ooh, let me show you how this thing works. Let me like, do you know how cool this thing, you can tag this and do that. I'm like, that's enough information. Like, it scares me. She loves it, so she loves to, and she doesn't have to be managed. She does her own thing.
That's awesome.
So the key is to get people on your team. There's a great book. It's called From Good to Great by Joan, I think, Collins. It's a red book, and it's about the first thing is get the right people on your bus, and then get the right people on
Oh, sorry, can't hear.
So people who are, for my sales team, I hire SIs. I hired people that are good systems, and they're intelligent. They're going to follow my rules. They're going to follow my systems, and they're not going to be driven so much so that they would want to start their own businesses.
That's what the S is steady.
Yes.
I just did it for school. I just was doing it on the test.
Yes.
I'm like, what is that stupid thing? It's S is steady.
It's steady. It's a good thing. Yep. You're going to learn a lot by doing this test. Go and do this.
I love this. Thank you, Vanessa, because I should do it for myself again, and then also before hiring. Yes.
And I mean, when you're thinking of hiring people for your own company, I want to know who is, so, I want to know who's who. And that's what we look for. Look for people that have a high S, a high I for salespeople, and a little bit enough D that they've enough self-motivated. If somebody has no D, then they're like, they don't really think for themselves. So that's just something to look at. But you absolutely can. What?
What's the difference between the DISC, and the Myers-Briggs?
There's a big difference.
Yeah, I'm not, Myers-Briggs I did a long time ago. Gosh, when I was like a teenager, my dad's friend was really big into it, and I haven't looked at it in a long time. I know
introverts and extrovert, there's quite a bit of difference. I did the Myers-Briggs years ago, And that's when it said I should be in electronics, which I did for all those years. So it was right on the money. It's actually pretty fascinating. And they just talked about these two tests in school, the Myers-Briggs and the DISC test. So they're pretty good. They're quite different, actually. One, the Myers-Briggs goes into extrovert and introverts, whether you're thinking or sensitive kind of a person. It gets into about 8 categories, I think, with the Myers-Briggs, where this other one only gets into the 4 categories.
Okay.
But your values goes in a little bit deeper. Your values is going to show you, what's motivates you, what drives you, what's important for you.
Is that the core values test, Vanessa?
Yeah, the DISC and the values. That's right. There's 2 parts of this test. Do both of them. Yeah. So, I had hired before I hired Michelle, I had this business manager, and I wanted her to come to my house, which she did. And she was lovely and she was very smart. A few things didn't work with her, but she couldn't not fathom how I wanted to take my business to $100,000 a month, but my website had links that were broken and there was links that didn't work and things like that. I said, who gives a shit about the website? That's not, who cares about that? And she would want to take my focus down to fixing these silly problems that had no, listen, this is where you need to focus. And that's why she wasn't a business owner, because she didn't focus on the right things.
Mm.
Okay.
So
that's good.
So anyways, that's just to tell you that she had a very, very high C. What was important for her was that, things made sense and clicked in all the way to the end. Now that's great. But, I want a business manager who's going to listen and take my priorities and do that, and not there was some other issues there too. But anyways, the other thing I can tell you about hiring people is that when it's time to let them go, get rid of them. And don't fucking think twice about it, because as soon as you let that go, that bad feeling, boom, the best, better person shows up. It's kind of like your life. Yeah. So that's why I was talking about standards. What are the standards for yourself? The standards in your relationship, the standards for your house. I'm tired of seeing my plants in these freaking black things. I bought all new pots for them. What's the standard? The standard of these clothes, get rid of these clothes, it's time for something new. The standard of the car, get rid of the car, get something new. It's got to feel good. What are you settling for? I know a new standard with my time. I want to have more time, more intimacy with my husband, let's say. Okay, what has to happen for that? So I ask myself that question a lot. What am I settling for? What am I just putting up with? And that gives me an opportunity to make some new decisions around things.
Love it.
Yeah. You guys have any other questions for me or comments?
One of the questions that I have asked myself in the past, Vanessa, is who am I without, because there was a period I was losing my hair about 20 years ago. So who am I without my hair? Who am I without with a man? Who am I? That's what helped me to work through a lot of things. So.
Well, that's really interesting, because it kind of goes to what's the worst thing that can happen, right? I lose all my hair. Then what? Well, it kind of takes you go down that, oh my gosh, that impossible, that scary, road, and see, oh, well, so what? And it takes the sting and takes the emotion off of it.
Yeah. It did take the total emotion out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Vanessa, you know how Caitlin was talking about the montage?
Yeah.
I was almost, she and I are trying to decide where we're going to go, but I almost because of the way my personality is, I like to do everything with my whole heart, just go for it. It's almost like a test. I just want to share with you, I almost want to book the montage because I've never would have considered spending that kind of money on myself, and almost to see this one time, if I do, will the universe meet me there? And money wise, it was just $800 a night. It was you're going to be like, oh my gosh, that was $2,400 for 4 nights or whatever that was. But almost to test, I always test things. And then I learn from them, and I notice that it always comes back to me anyway.
Well, so, in that case, then I would say follow your guidance, man. no matter what anybody I could tell you to jump off a bridge tomorrow. And I hope this is something that you always get in my program, is that, and this is something I've been teaching now for years. Tammy, you've been part of this, this is, I think, round 2. So, the best thing you can ever do is, real empowerment is following your own intuition. That's it. Who's to say that it's not the right thing to do, because maybe you're going to meet a freaking fantastic client in montage, and you would have only met them going to walk to your room at the freaking corridor. You know what I mean?
I love that.
Yeah. Like, I can't know that. That's why, I'm always going to tell you guys, here's what I would do, but follow your damn intuition. Your higher power knows. And anytime, listen, I built this business this time around. My first book was called From Bankrupt to Making $900 a Day. Okay, so I went bankrupt, and then I had no fucking credit. I had no credit. I had no father. I had no money. I had no backup. I built my business on intuition. Just feels like the right thing to do. Let's do it. Boom. Oh, it worked. Shit. Let's do that again. Boom. And what happens is you get to trust that more and more and more. That's what really happens. And you trust that more and more and more. And every time you lean into that, for some reason I'm supposed to, I don't know why, this event keeps, so I should go there. Okay. Oh well, guess we're going there. Buy the ticket. And the person that you meet there, the idea that they give you that takes you to the next place, and everything else happens. That's how I live my life. Went for a trip to California. Shit, this looks like a good place. Probably my husband here. Looks like I'm moving here. All right, here we go. Ship the truck, ship the dog, move over, drive here. I'm like, oh God, I'm a whole new in here. What am I going to do? Start going to these events. What? Went to this event, met that person, did this program, went on TV. Now I'm sitting having lunch with some of the biggest freaking internet marketers in the world. People that I used to buy programs off of, being like little freaking me. Hey, do you remember me? I interviewed you like way back when, like 6 years ago, and now I'm like having lunch with you. Holy fuck, like, wow, I want to check out my Maserati in the driveway. Yeah, let's check it out. Wow, I'm now one of them. How'd that happen? It's an interesting thing, following your intuition. So sit with it. It doesn't mean you have to make a decision right away.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, where are you staying there or somewhere else?
What I usually do is I stay there for one night, and I stay elsewhere. Sometimes I stay at the Surf and Sand Hotel, because I love that hotel. I've also rented beautiful freaking Airbnbs with a pool. I might also rent an Airbnb, just another luxury freaking location, go for a day or two at the Montage and have you guys come over to the house for a day or two. I haven't really finalized that decision yet.
What I think it boils down for me is really not the location. I feel like it's kind of like it's not the destination for me. Let's say it's the Montage and I do go there. I don't think what the lesson I'm supposed to learn is, it's not about the location. It's who I become, about trusting my intuition to go there, to show me, like, Adina, remember that time where you thought that Caitlin and I Splendid or whatever, or $800 a night. You remember how you thought that $800 a night was so much money? Yeah. And now you can tell your clients, Adina, that, how that's like, you felt that, and now like that's nothing. It's almost like, for me, I like to test God and put that out there, because it's not about the location per se. It's literally about the outcome. Yeah. And then it adds to like my story, and how almost like the stretching of my faith of like going to the next level, going to the next level, going to the next level. And that's what I've done. Like I said, I couldn't imagine the time where I could just hold $1,000 or $2,000 in my other business account. And like, please, I just want that to stay. And now to have consistently over 10K in that one account all the time, I just continue to grow and expand. And I feel like that's what my intuition is saying, is just, you've stayed at like $150 a night. Let's like really push it and see what happens.
Then do that.
Yeah, it's for me.
Yeah.
So like you said, I don't have to make a decision today.
You don't have to make a decision today, but here's the other thing. You know what? I have this quote. I love to go on Pinterest and look for food. Okay. Listen, I can work myself into a noodle frenzy on Pinterest.
Me
and if
too.
you go to a noodle restaurant, it's not good. I get so mad. I can cook. Okay. Sometimes I want to cook.
Me too. I can cook too.
You can cook, right? So I like
I
to
love
cook
to cook.
Asian food, noodles. I'm into noodles right now. Udon soup, this, that. Anyways, I go on Pinterest. I look for quotes and recipes. Okay.
Yeah, they got good
You're
ones,
just
too.
like my daughter. It's so funny. That's how I told you she made Mongolian beef the other day. She gets it on Pinterest.
Yes, it's amazing for quotes.
They
Or
got
just
some
for
great
anything,
stuff.
ideas for the
They
patio.
do.
And that. So there's a quote and it said, "If it doesn't stretch you, it won't grow you." Like if it's not a stretch, it's like,
I love that.
It's not a challenge. If it's not a challenge, it's not going to grow you. The things that challenge you are the things that grow you.
Yeah.
So, it's another way to look at things. I'm going to look at it right now.
I'm writing that down, but yeah, I want to hear.
If I download on my computer. Listen, I download Pinterest things everywhere. It could be on my computer, could be on my iPhone.
I love them.
Could be anywhere here. Yeah, it's something like to that effect. If it doesn't stretch you, it won't grow you. So you don't have to think about it right now. You don't have to make a decision right away. I remember there was a time when I lived in Hawaii and we used to go to remember, Tammy, we went to the St. Regis there, the Princeville, the St. Regis for the last Soul Sister Mastermind. Anyways, I used to drive up there. This was when I lived in Canada and I had a house, a truck in Canada, and I was renting my place in Kauai. I had a vehicle there that I was renting, so I was paying these two places, having my business. And we used to drive up, and I rented this gold car. It had cockroaches in it. Every car in Hawaii has cockroaches in it. But anyways, not a brand new car. And I remember going and, let's park the car over here and walk up, and one day I'd go ahead and have drinks there at sunset. And one day, oh my God, I'm going to stay here one day, And one day it showed up, one day it happened. One day, here we are, man. That's an amazing feeling. And you should also have those goals, like there should be a reward. I tell you, there needs to be like a reward for, like your husband's truck or, it's a big reward for us was this wedding in Hawaii. It was a big deal for everyone. And it was so awesome. Everyone got to enjoy in that. Like, shit, man. It was a selfish thing, but it wasn't because everyone got a freaking good time, So what's that reward going to be? Like maybe it's a family trip for you guys, where everyone gets to have, what are those goals? What is it going to be like? A remodel the kitchen, whatever. Buy a freaking Mary, start traveling again. Whatever. What is it? What does that look like?
I want somebody to mow my lawn.
Someone coming to mow the lawn.
I want to mow my goddamn lawn. I don't want to mow my lawn anymore. I don't want to fix the goddamn thing in this house anymore. I continuously fix and fix. I can't do it anymore.
No.
I don't want to do it anymore. So I want to hire a
manager.
Yeah, I don't want to do it anymore. I'm freaking tired. Someone to mow my lawn.
Yeah, new standard.
I know.
Yeah.
I do too much. I do too much.
Well, that's that's certainly that can be changed. So
Yeah, I'm going to
it's a
change
great
it.
challenge, new standards. What are you guys settling? What are you tolerating? What are you putting up with? And what can you start outsourcing?
This is what I need to outsource. Look, I have 38 people sitting in a queue to join my private group.
Uh-huh.
And I used to give them one by one welcomes, and that was taking me so long because I was doing the little Canva and then I was copying pasting the little welcome note. Now what I do is like in groups, I make one big giant one and welcome and copy paste all their names and then approve them so that when they come in, they can jump on there and see that there's a welcome to them. I wanted to duplicate you in that way, but one of my work smarter, play harders was because it's me alone.
What we do is we send a personal message inside Facebook.
That's what I'm saying. I used to do a personal message for these people that want to join my group. Now I do one big giant one, and and welcome all of them at the
It's
same
not
time?
a personal message on the actual page. It's a personal message inside Facebook SMS.
Your messenger, right?
Yes.
The messenger, right? Yeah, that's what I do.
That says, welcome, check out this video webinar.
Yes.
Or whatever, yeah.
And I don't actually do that. Somebody on my team does that. You can teach someone on your team how to do that.
Right. Yeah,
Yep.
that's what I'm saying. You would give us like a welcome like a pretty flower with our name on there.
That's only for people who are paying clients. That's not for free group members.
Oh, well, I was doing that for everyone that joined my group, and now
Oh, fuck that.
No.
and now you guys, now I make one Canva and I put all their names in there.
Wow.
I'm going crazy. I'm going, what the fuck?
I'm trying to say that I'm proud. Listen, I'm
Remember
trying
I
to
asked
say
you.
I'm trying to say that I'm proud of myself because I used to do, even though they were not in the paying group, I used to do one at a time per person.
And that's what I'm
Now-
doing. Oh my God.
Now I'm welcoming them all. I'm approving them, but before I approve them, I copy and paste all their name in one. So at least it's one tiny touch for like 20
I'm not
people at
doing
once
that
instead of one
anymore.
at a time.
Oh my God.
That's much better.
I thought
was-
you meant,
Excuse me.
I'm doing like 30 a freaking
Bless you.
day. I can't do that.
I know. Maybe I got to let that go. I don't know.
Well, listen, either you let that go or you just outsource that to somebody else.
Yeah.
So you just do a private message to them, a PM when they come in. That's all. Yeah. I've been doing the ones that respond to the questions. Then I send them a private message.
And I would, you know what? But send them all. Who cares?
Okay.
Read the ones. Read the ones that answer your questions so you get a feel for what they're looking for. But you know what?
Send it to everybody.
Yeah.
Because I was just sending it to the question people too.
Me
'cause,
too.
Right?
they're more serious.
No,
Okay.
I thought to myself, why am I? Maybe they're just busy. Here, boom.
Great.
Who's gonna see that?
I send it to all
Yeah.
of them in their messenger as well, you guys, because I figure even if they didn't answer the questions, I'm now a top of mind awareness. I'm now, if they go through their messenger to email or text someone else later,
Right, you're
I'm
there.
still up in their queue and they're like, oh, I did mean to talk to Adina. And I'll have people say to me, oh, thank you so much for reaching out. I know to answer the questions, but yes, I definitely want to learn more about you. Thank you for the warm welcome. So I do this whole thing by myself where I've been messaging them. I've been welcoming them on the page and then also sending each one of them a message and creating each one of them a Canva.
Me
That
too.
part
I no
is
longer
huge.
do.
Yeah.
I do Pixabay, and I've been doing each one, and I'm like, I am freaking spending 3 hours a day on
Me
this.
too. I was like, forget this. So then instead of doing each one, like I said, I grouped like 20 to 25 on one
I'm
Pixabay.
such an asshole.
Yeah, that's. I like what you're doing with the Pixabay thing, and get a whole bunch of people in there. You want to think about things working smarter, not harder.
Yes.
Yeah. So you girls are doing. You know, it's good. You come here, you get one piece of clarity. So before we does anybody else have any comments or questions? And before we end here, top 3 nuggets that you got from today's call: an action step, an idea. What is it? What are you going to implement? What are you saying you're going to do or not do? Okay, top 3 ideas here. Who wants to start?
Getting my pen and paper. Well, I'll go. I'm definitely going to call this French Moroccan 51-year-old who's from France, has no family here, and loves to cook, works full-time job, and literally just wants to cook for families that need her after work to make more money.
Perfect.
She loves it. So I'm going to hire her. I'm going to hire the organizational person that my husband wants to help get 2 of our closets organized that are driving him nuts.
Yeah.
And then I'm probably going to hire Samantha, the lady who is like my Michelle.
Yep.
So
Right.
I think those 3 hiring things, I'm just going to step out there and hire
Yeah.
away.
Beautiful. Awesome. Love it. Who else wants to share the top 3 nuggets from today?
I'm suddenly feeling like, oh, I don't know. But I want to say thank you. Like I related to everybody's things they were talking to today. So I just,
You're welcome.
yeah, I can totally, at some level, like, or I can see it coming or so. I guess one is to ask my husband, what is his view? Like, what would he like to see my business be, or how would he like to live in it? in a way. So if I'm visioning, I want this and this, and this is, I'm going to have a house cleaner and all this, what is it he needs or needs from me? So that was a big one, like to say, well, what do you need from this?
That's huge.
With me doing this. Yeah.
Mm.
So I think that's a big one. I'm inspired. Yeah, excited. I'm just so glad to be here. So that's it. I guess that's one. I'm like, yes, I'm in the right place. This is good.
Yeah, that's a great feeling. Just this, that people get you, that you're in the right place.
Yeah.
The right level. Yes, it is a huge oh.
Yeah.
I tried, my people.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, there's two.
That's great. Listen, there's a lot in just that feeling like, I'm inspired. I'm feeling like part of this. This is great. Good deal. What about you, Mary? Do you want 3 things or 2 things?
Okay, I'm going to definitely do the private message to all of them that are coming in.
Yes, that too.
I'm going to go back because I printed each client with all their questions. I printed it and put it in a notebook anyways. So I'm going to go all the way back to all of them and just start, you know what I mean? So I'll start doing a little bit each day and just go and do a private message to all of them since I printed the friggin' things out. That's one.
There you go. Yep.
Biggest thing is going to be to hire a lawn guy. I mean,
yes,
you deserve it.
I'm looking at my grass going, how the hell am I going to do it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I clean, I cook, I fix, I do. I mean, I got the pet sitting business. I
bet you could hire somebody to mow your lawn in a freaking hot little outfit.
No, I had some guy coming over here. I'm like, forget it. He was, nah. Anyways, let's not even go there. And I'm going to do the videos daily. And unlike you ladies, I've been divorced since 2009. I was married for 20 years. I've been divorced. So I'm trying to manifest a relationship. So that's, I want to, you know what I mean? Have some fun. So I need to have.
Done the man plan?
I use the Neville Goddard imagination of, they have a story you tell about, a relationship, and he has you visualize something like that strikes you, like someone standing there and you're looking in each other's eyes. You can feel that. So I put my feeling into the imagination of, he looked in your eyes and he's like, where you been? Something like that. And I've been doing that with my mind and using the create that visualization, but you know what I'm talking about, where you use your imagination with feeling, with something that goes, like meet somebody, looks you in the eyes and stuff. And I've been putting on, and then feeling like a wedding ring again. So I've been kind of playing with that kind of stuff. I think I'm ready. I've been divorced a while. So
yay! Yeah, you can be my number, whatever it is now. 4 or 5 is he getting engaged? 5. I like decided number 5. Okay, we already got 3 down. There's one more before you, and then you.
Yeah, because I'm not ready. But I think it's common because I've been getting, since I've been focusing on doing that. Guys have been noticing me, and I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, you're sexy. I go, what are you, fucking nuts? I mean, I have to take all of that in. I'm not kidding. Yes. Guys told me that, and I'm looking at him like, what are you on, drugs? I swear to God.
Well, it's working. It's working. Your affirmations are working.
Yeah, it is working. So the imagination is a wonderful thing when you add the emotion, of some kind of a stimulant, like somebody saying something to you, or a feeling, somebody holding your hand. Very, it's a physical sensation.
Powerful.
Yeah, it's very powerful. So I've been playing with that. That's what I'm doing.
Good deal. I love it. What about Tammy? Tammy, are you here? Are you still here? I think she wrote a message.
I'm here.
As you're cooking, what top 3 nuggets are you going to take away, or do or not do from today? It's either way.
I am going to fill out that application tonight for that intern from the local university.
Yeah.
I am going to have my daughter go, because I did not upload all of my videos to YouTube.
Yep.
So I'm going to have her go through and she's kind of my assistant.
Yeah.
Go through and my Facebook page, upload all the videos that are on Facebook to my page.
Yep. Love it.
And Tim's going hunting for a week, so I'm in my home all alone. So I'm going to be working on that webinar we talked about last week.
Great.
Like getting the stealth set up and all that.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so juicy. It's so nice to have sometimes just a quiet house. Sometimes when everyone's gone, you're like, I do my gratitude journal. What are you grateful for? I'm like, a quiet house.
I was just fantasizing about that. When could that happen? Because I got so much to do in a way, like so much stuff to build.
It's so nice when that happens too, because then no one else needs you for a while. You don't have to worry about taking care of anyone else. You can literally have the freedom to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I've been alone for a while in this house. It's my 2 dogs, and I'm telling you, I would rather have somebody in my house.
Perspective.
Any day, anytime. So I'm the opposite of all you guys.
It's that classic theory of like, if you have curly hair, you want straight hair.
Right.
If you want straight hair, you want curly hair. You know?
Funny.
Or you get a perm.
Yeah.
It's too quiet here. It's so quiet here. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I wanted to say to Tammy, hey Tammy, I have an idea for my team that I hire. I want to use that Gary Chapman's book and have them with the disc take the 5 love languages so that I can find out what speaks to them, my appreciation. So maybe they like gifts or quality time. So whatever I have them take that test, I have it in my little file for them. And so I can figure out what that is and then do that for them so that they feel loved and they feel appreciated through the 5 love languages. I think that was a little gem of intuition I heard from what you said.
Awesome. That's why. And every now and then, Adina, I do have to go back and look at my kids' to remind myself, like if I feel this disconnect, I don't let it go too long without, okay, I'm going to go revisit what was it they said. And, because I kept all of those in a purple folder because purple has a high energy. So,
really?
Yep. It does.
Do you think my 9-year-old my youngest is 9. Do you think he's too young to do that test?
They did it at school. My son's school in grade 4.
Oh, wow.
And he came home with this list. He was like, Mom, quality time. Boom. Gifts. And then hugs. And then it was like, it was so cool. I gotta go back and remember what it was. But they did it in his public school, regular
The love
school.
languages.
Yep.
Wow.
There is a children's
and that was grade 4. So I think he's probably the perfect age.
Well, there's an online free test. It's so funny. I'm actually on their email list, and I got an email this morning to take the free test, and I was like, nah, I don't need to do that. So I think everything was coming into my life today to tell me to take this stupid test. What more, warning or, do I need?
Hello.
Hello.
Wow.
Well, I got to jump off, guys. I got my first call at 7 minutes.
Girls.
Yeah, good luck.
Bye. I love you too. Thank you guys for everything. Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.